Oh boy, what is up? What is life even? Come find out, as the title says. Here we are again. Another week has passed. It's been an interesting one. Full of unexpected turns and twists. We've done well to arrive at the very last day of the week. All of us here, hopefully in good health. If not, then hopefully some of this can put a smile on your face. I'm just goddamn happy to even be able to have some semblance of like a rhythm in life right now. Which is waking up in morning 2 a.m. currently. I'm aiming for 4 a.m. And then effectively like, brushing my teeth, washing my face, taking care of myself a little bit, meditation, and a little bit of push-ups. And then work with the game, and then breakfast or lunch, usual lunch-ish. I might have had some little thing in between, because I can be kind of ravenous in the morning sometimes. So there's that. Yeah, so for 4 days now, I had this sort of schedule, sort of thing going on where like these things, they change place a little bit, but it's much more so than I've been in like weeks and weeks. So, and I do appreciate it, but I also know it's not going to hold forever, and I'm not gonna bend over back to make that work either. Man, we have a big update to our wish list here. Well, big and big, but it's gonna be like this. Blew right past 69. Did not stop for 69. Last year I was thinking 500 by the end of the year. We're still the start of this, and we have 130 to go. I mean, it's far off anything, but for being completely organic growth from just us fucking about, basically, bar like me maybe making some specific marketing pieces for Reddit, it's like, it's nice to have 370 people who more or less are the people who are excited for the project. That's cool, right? And to know that like all of those people are someone that you really had to go, I'm not gonna say personally to, but basically reaching them through some words that you yourself has put out there, right? Let's see here. Oh yeah, I have to do the thing with the phone as well. There's so many steps. Oh my god, there's so many steps. I'm sorry that I'm a bit late. I was reviewing a friend's future. It was a demo for a marketplace asset for the Unreal Engine asset store. Yes, Twitch, I allow you to do whatever the fuck with me. Whatever. whatever happens, you may do whatever the fuck you want. So yeah, my week has been filled up. Like, I'm not quite certain where I'm going, so like I'm just trying to sort out parts in life and finding unexpected solutions and trying to think of like what's the like next like logical step for me to get stuff in order. But as I've been telling people, a lot of it is just waking up, taking the first thing off the list, the to-do list, and just focusing on that. And allowing yourself the freedom to flow with your ideas. So like you take that one thing, you start like working on it a little bit, and then you let the ideas flow, and then suddenly you're able to see the creative whole instead of the creative, well, you're able to see the creative donut instead of the creative whole. I changed the meaning of the word there, but I mean whole as a whole piece, right? Yay, my phone isn't charging when it's connected. That's gotta be a good sign, right? That's concerning. Please? Okay. I don't pray to many things, but for now, let's just pray for my phone to charge. Dear G, thou who art in heaven, giveth us chargeable phones with amazing cable capabilities. If you're just joining us, it's probably because you wonder exactly like I do, what is life even? And today we're finding out. Yep, the secrets are going to be revealed right here. So you better stick around till the end, or for however long you want to. Then you can figure out your own life. Because that's not harrowing at all. Just go and figure it out yourself somehow. Regardless, if you've got your life figured out or not, you are very welcome here. So, today, the majority of the day I've spent working on refining our dialogue system, mostly chasing bugs and issues. I ended up basically removing the implementation of a feature. We might still have the feature, but it's I basically removed a way that I was hooking into the game to. I was trying something a very long time ago, and it was like not working out. It has to do with like enemies or NPCs looking your way basically, and it caused so much trouble in terms of implementation. And I was just like, I'm gonna rip this out as I'm trying to iron out what is going on with the dialogue system. So I have a plan for how to make a better, more integrated version of this. Oh, plan is a big word. I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do for it instead if I get time to do that. And so I could, the reason why we did this is so I could focus on basically like taking those a more clean approach to ironing out what was going on with the dialogue system, because it was sort of working fine, and then we've expanded it, and things have changed a little bit, and eventually now that the game has grown more, it started to show some of the structural weaknesses that it was standing on. There was a little bit of a House of Cards sort of thing going on in the background, and now it is more like a house of bearing beams, I think. There's still some cards in there, but they are way fewer, and they are not in as critical places. So it seems to me much more robust, although I've only tested it in the editor so far. So I think today we're just gonna like try to hunt some more of these bugs for a while. Probably gonna keep this stream a shorter-ish one, I think. When I say that, maybe I think maximum of like 2 hours, because I want to get into like the rhythm of things, and 2 a.m. is to go up in the morning at 2 a.m. is too early. I don't feel great when I do that. I feel great at 4 a.m. So that's what I'm aiming for. Today is going to be a little bit later because of the stream. That's fine. But I'm really tired, so we're probably going to keep it on a simple basis, basically. So without further ado, let's figure out what that looks like. Let's figure it out. This should work for you guys. Yeah, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Okay. Can I easily show some dialogue here? Well, yes and no. There are some really easy ways to do this. But let's go for a pacifist. Don't ask me why, but they're called pacifist in the project. Or pacifist NPC. I suppose it just was that at the time I was like, they're never going to fight. So let's call them pacifists. And then we give them an AI to not wander around. That's the... Strangely, it's not the one I'm looking for. Where is it? There should be one more. Should be one more. We got the behavior tree, but that's also not what it's supposed to be. It is this one. I'm not sure why it's the living armor one. Probably not a good thing. No wonder. Yeah, that should do. Let's give him some test dialogue or something. Test NPC for Carl. And then this is going to be test NPC for Carlson. Those ones are technically event names, but you know, if you're not using them for anything, you can sort of purpose them for anything. Something going on with the swinging of the camera. I don't like it. Is my sensitivity like fucked? I usually have high sensitivity, but this is better. It's really weird. Ah, right, they're back here. Hello. going already, and this guy we say hello. This lady's gonna say hello. This guy's gonna say going already, hello. Going already, hello. Going already, hello. Yeah, seems to work. So the way dialogue works in Dynasty is kind of like, it's kind of cleverly constructed. This is like an example is for looping dialogue, where you have the first part and then you have like the end dialogue, you know, tag, and then we set up a loop to this row in this data table. So you can select which one we want to loop back to, which is really convenient. This one you can use the branches for different things, as long as there's like a data table you want to reach and you have the right tag for it. You obviously can't do more than one, but yeah. And then we have a bunch of different tags, anything under gameplay, you know. These ones. There's a few behaviors that are like deprecated, but effectively you can add currency, add event to story, add item, add skill, add to codex, branch by tier, check currency, check event, check item, check skill, check tier. Increase the world state and delay to the next trigger, which means basically wait for a while until you can trigger the next thing. Has advanced pass was never implemented, but it was supposed to be like, check if you are past this part in the dialogue tree, like by an index number, so it's like would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and see if you're like beyond that number. Never made that work. I think it could be useful. Has item equipped. That one has proven useful. Increase relatively, modify world state. I think increase and decrease are separated. Wow. Yeah, maybe I only have an hour in me. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Remove currency, remove item, set the tier, which is like a hardcore set what tier in the story we're at. Skip to quest row, skip to row number. So skip to row number is similar to has advanced past, but it doesn't care if you have advanced path. So it's not a check. This would just go there, right? So you can do, have you advanced past this, then skip to this, in theory. Use the branch and use fail branch. So there you'll notice that there's a failure, fail text. If you say that you have a fail branch, means instead of using a fail text, it means branch to that other data table with that information. If this branch fails, which means you might not be going back ever to this branch until the NPC reloads, which, you know, is one of the reasons why I don't really use this a lot, because it's not like fully implemented in that sense. Capiche? You guys following? Everything is as it should be. There's also a test that I use for testing events, I think. Test NPC functions. Hello, give pumpkin. Thank you for pumpkin. Adios. Shiny. Thing is that no pumpkin or shiny. Adios in goggles. So shiny. What is shiny to you? This is check item and then remove item. There's no class involved, so it could be anything. Not sure why there's no class. It should be. Quest thanks. Rather blade. So here's a cool one. So check item, remove item, and then use branch. So when it fails, it will go to I'd rather have this. Like if you immediately fail, it will just jump there. But if you immediately succeed, it will go to quest thanks. And quest thanks would give this reward in theory. Then go to Adios Muchachos, and Adios Muchachos skips back into itself. So you just get the reward and then this keeps looping. So the dialogue system is kind of like neat in that sense. I still think I would be able to do a much better job today with like minimizing the amount of information and stuff that we handle. A part of the structure of this is because like Juno Studios has that structure already, so we had to adapt it to that idea a little bit. I think today I could do something kind of like amazing with instant struct in UE5. I can do amazing stuff. You just have to ask. You don't even have to ask, you know. I can just do. I can just do Billy do. Okay. Do we do anything substantial here? Maybe I should just like play our demo here, our little test level here, and see what's up. Because I wanna like just hunt for like small issues and see if we can fix something. I guess for that I really should be doing map work, because there's always map stuff to fix. I think in my flurry of fixing dialogue stuff, I might have fixed a weird overlap issue with the characters. Now I think this, we had a bug where sometimes you get locked into the main menu for these, but it seems robust now. To me, it makes perfect sense that it's escape to get out, but also yeah, something I gotta ask about at some point. I noticed that for like a keyboard player, to not have to move their hands over here would be nice. Well, they can do this with this side. I forget that that's a thing. That's really good. But yeah, maybe it's like holding down mouse could also like be scrolling up and down. So different ways to deal with it. You're getting pushed through, sir. Now it's better. Right. We're testing some things. This is not a good weapon to try to show off anything on. It's not in its current state. It is a little bit better. Wow. Man. How about like micro-lapse on camera? Ah, the guys over there are lagging. This never happens in the game, by the way. But here, they really like, these guys like to lag it up. Well, there's like weird doubles. Interesting. Huh. That can't be good. There's weird doubles here too. Did I accidentally double these at some point? What about you guys? Is there a double of everything? Why is there double of everything in here? Oh boy, that's not good. I found something to hyper-focus on at least. Huh. You know what? I actually have a tool for this. Let's find it. Balance helper. I don't remember making a balance helper. What is balance helper? Oh yeah, okay, so it's just got it. I was experimenting with some things. Oh, we have the thing. Yeah. Hey, Thickens. Yeah. So, yeah, I was experimenting with like some tools that would help the process. So let's see. Select duplicate static meshes. It wants to tell me this is the only duplicate. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. Oh, you know what? It's not doing the thing I think it's doing because I replaced it because I needed another function really quick. This is on me. Well, I guess the entire game is on me. But, and me and Wolfgang. But, there's a function here somewhere. Yeah, because I needed I needed a quick thing to like help me do a slight actor displacement and then rotation on top of it. So that was the wrong one. No. So we gotta go smaller steps, folks. How are you doing, Thickens? It's good to see you. Thank you for always being like so supportive and everything. I don't know if you were here when I was talking about the topic of the day about life and shit, but if people weren't here right now, they would have to figure out the life for themselves. Yeah. Harrowing stuff. There. And now, these are all the things that we have duplicates of. Yeah? It's a pretty handy tool, right? Pretty handy tool. I don't know how we ended up with duplicates like that. I have no fucking clue. But I assume we have a few actors as well because I'm not checking actors. Jesus, how does this happen? It's so apocalyptic. What the fuck? I'm happy I notice it now. It's just like, what in the world? Sincerely hope the rest of the project isn't like this. That would be bad. Okay, that one's fine. This is a type of scuff I was not expecting today. This is a static actor, yeah. This is not. I should really make a tool that grabs things that are not static meshes as well. But it's the majority, right? We're fine. We're fine. This here is a very strange shader. Like, it doesn't make sense. You see the lines here. Like, none of what this shader is that makes these lines on the character has anything to do with making outlines. It has everything to do with just like... How do you even explain that? Let me trace my thoughts here alongside the material itself. Because I was experimenting with a new dissolve effect for Dynastyr. So our new dissolve effect is much more performant, and I would say it looks better. Oh, the spawners have doubled as well. so apocalyptic. So apocalyptic. But of course they have. I don't know why I was thinking it would be anything less than that. And then the cages, of course, have doubled. Yep. Yep. I'm enjoying this. This is crazy. We just have to. We can't really save anything that happens to have actor references inside of it because we need to be able to remove shit. It's more important. Those seem to be okay. These ones are probably not captured by the thing either. Oh, they are. Convenient. Let's see. My chat, as always, is not updating properly on my phone. So... let's see. Think I'm the same. Good to see you too. Yeah. Thank you. Just going through the days, doing my best not to worry about things going forward. Everything was that was a lot of duplicate. Yeah. I think it's just this scene. If the rest of the game has doubled, then we're in trouble. Let's explore a little bit. I think that's a suitable mission for my current state of tired days. Let's look at Torgate. I think I said earlier, I usually don't stream and show a Torgate. Well, we're just gonna drop in, look at like a wall or so, and then drop out. Torgate is like a secret. You guys are not supposed to understand or know about it. So, let's see. This is good though. Don't be doubled. Okay, good. That's literally all you get. That is all you get. End credits. We're not gonna go there. We can go to the main map. So it seems like I'm in the place where I have to... Well, let me see if I can open the app because right now I don't see the updates from chat, which is why I'm a little bit slow on reading your messages. Don't do this with me, phone. Talk about this. I installed ChatGPT on you specifically so we could talk about this. I did not. I keep AI away from my phone. Now, with the app, yes. I should be able to access myself here. I have access to myself. Isn't that a privilege? we all have access to our own sexy bodies and sexy selves. It's neat. And all the things that entail. You can do whatever the fuck you want with your body. It's great. Well, bar people with, you know, whatever abilities they may or may not possess. You know. Okay, we're here. And now I hear myself talking. Okay, we're getting there. I literally only need to look at chat, dear Twitch. This is so apocalyptic. Just chat, thank you. No? No. Okay. That's good. Can we do that? I guess it is what it is. So, hi. So when we're talking about the essence of life and stuff here, we're talking about, hold on. Yeah, I guess that is a privilege, a little person that should be given, but you're right, there are a lot of things that could hinder that. So yeah, there are. I think there are things that do hinder us actively as well. Most of them are probably for the good, but I see religious restrictions and I see toxical restrictions in that people put a lot of poison in their bodies that is affected, like, you know, directly affected by marketing and ads and stuff, like Coca-Cola. Speaking of Coca-Cola, we're taking a detour to McDonald's. So this is gonna be a bit of a story time here. So let's go to talk screen here. Oh, this is not what we're doing. This is what we're doing. So a long time ago, there was a game series called Touhou Project. And, you know, cute anime girls in bullet hell flying around shooting. And it's like pretty extreme bullet hell with kind of cool music. So there is this character called Marissa. And there's this really annoying song. Well, I fucking love it. And I love the annoying part in it. But it has like an amazing animation. So I'm going to bring that up here. So yeah, it's this for considering cola. Yeah, there's a lot of poison out there for your body, and I agree with that. Yeah. It is time. This is, you know, people will watch this today and be like, brain rot, and it's like, yeah, it's a fucking OG brain rot. This is old. The quality seems high because they use vector graphics to draw them. So even if like, yeah, because we couldn't have 720p YouTube back then, we had to watch, you know, the lines would come through nicely because they were like vector graphics. So that's why this looks decent. For being like, I mean, this was uploaded 6 years ago for like a HD full 4K version, but this gotta be over 20 years old. More probably. Such a crazy video. So I'm gonna get to, yeah, it does, doesn't it? Forever. I like to do like it. None of those instruments make sense. Well, maybe this didn't make sense. So we're gonna get to McDonald's. So in the Toho community, let me. It's madness, and there's a part in it that goes really crazy. Well, I'm just gonna show it. Brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. You think you're bracing, but you're not. You're not bracing enough for this. Not yet. You're not bracing it, not enough yet. There it is. But there it is. Did you brace enough for that? Legit thought your computer was dying? Maybe? Ah, I love it so much. That took a while, yeah. Yeah. So, in the Toho community, it used to be that they made a meme of McDonald's. Fast forward, this is like 20 years ago, or like at least 15, it's a long time ago. And they've been making fun of McDonald's for a very long time. Like, it's a meme in the Toho community. So, this is incredible. So, they made this commercial in Japan. Like, McDonald's made this commercial in Japan. And they made it last year, late last year. So it came full circle, is what I'm saying. Actual commercial. And it's this is a Nika beef. So like yeah, this is one of the things that makes me, you know, I'm like happy to be in the world. It's beautiful, yeah, I agree. Also, cute girl eating burger, that's, you know, that's yeah. I used to think that the path to my heart was feeding me, but also someone who's being passionate about a burger is kind of nice. But I'm happy this is McDonald's in Japan. I wish McDonald's in other places had this distance to what the fuck they're up to. Yeah. So yeah, we don't need to know. Yeah. Thank you for coming with me on that journey. And thank you for letting me expose you to ads. So I guess you had no choice. You didn't know what you were getting into. Well, you had a bit of a warning because I was talking about McDonald's. I fucking hate McDonald's. I have a low-key appreciation that they have very cheap food that people can sort of survive on. Sort of. It's part of the tricky. It's good, but we could be doing so much better and they could be doing so much more, probably. But we as humans in general. Yeah, this shit just makes me happy that like the thing came full circle. Now they made fun of each other, basically, or respected each other. I don't know which way to put it. So now I'm sort of feeling like, yeah, I should pick up Touhou and learn to play Touhou, because I feel like I want to know the story of these characters. I don't know, like it dawned on me today that I was like, they have like full-fledged like plot lines between the characters, and I'm like, I'm a little bit curious, honestly. Yeah. All right, we were doing map stuff. I cannot be in this area when I load in to do map stuff, because that's the fucking final area of the game. So let's not spoil the final area of the game. You'll spoil that yourselves when you get to play it. Let's load in Red Oak, and I'll do some loading first here, and then I'll bring you guys in when things are loaded. That way I can make sure you guys don't get to see all the cool secrets. Yeah. We ate beef today. We got 2 pieces of beef, that was 300 grams. Like, no, not beef. Nice piece of meat. I don't know what it translates to in English. Sorry. We got that for $3. Yeah, for $3 we got 300 grams of meat, like actual meat, and we wrapped that. We cooked it, or I cooked it. Sauced it up in some peppers, some like fresh peppers, with some nice pepper sauce, some regular stuff really, and minced it up, put it in a bread, and I'm like, this meal for me and my friend collectively cost us like something like $5, something like that, and it's like, it's so much better than a burger. So much better. Lower saturated fats and all manner of stuff going on there. Yeah, I've realized that one of the main things that was keeping my body feeling so lethargic all the time. Is lethargy the right word here? Like tired? Yeah. Sluggish mostly, like, yeah. One of the main things was lots of saturated fats. I had basically double, triple the amount of recommended saturated fats in my body, like at any one point in time, because a lot of the things that I liked eating just had lots of saturated fats in them. Even if some of them weren't necessarily that processed, just lots of saturated fats anyways. Yes, yeah. I mean, it's just meat, right? It's not really processed in that sense, or ultra processed. So, but yeah, I cut down. So now I eat basically half of what a regular person does in terms of saturated, which is a hard margin to keep sometimes. On average, it's about half, and I don't feel lethargic anymore. I wake up. I might feel like, depending on mood stuff that's going on, I might feel a little bit tired, but I don't feel like I struggle getting up and going anymore. I feel like I'm missing a map, which, that it's definitely, we're not missing a map, and if we are, there's plenty of backup, so I'm not worried. But I'm just looking at it and I'm like, oh, wonder what's going on. And it's probably the case is that I'm just very tired. For reference, for whoever wasn't here when I was like talking about this earlier, I'm turning my hours around so that I will go up at 4 a.m., which is like my favorite time to go up on, because I get to be both creative. I get the creative nighttime juices. At the same time, I get to be rested. So, but I've been waking up 2 hours too early every night, and it's starting to really affect my brain. I think so. I need to really get that sleep tonight. So yeah, I was basically like microdosing, micro-lapsing a little bit when I was like starting to, I was like, oh, there we are. That being said, I have this thing where I enjoy myself a little bit more when I'm really tired than I do when I'm more awake. I don't know exactly why that is. I used to have a very good relationship to my more like dreamy mind. It's always been that way. Usually I write really good shit when I'm like tired out of my mind. And today has been a very good day with progress. So like when I am a little bit tired out of my mind, I typically do good stuff. But you know, there's a limit, and I'm slowly coming to that limit, I feel. So limits in mind, let's move us over so we can still have a little bit of like a look around the map and see what's up. We'll talk to the fast food places that have a ton of processed food flow, but I'm glad you're already feeling better by one. Yeah. I basically never eat outside, which also helps a lot. Everything I do is just buying things that are good and cheap, and then I make good and cheap food for myself. Do you think it's because you feel more creative when you're tired? Or do I just like dreaming? There is definitely an element where there's a few filters that just sort of like go away. But there's also some sort of weird connection I have with like this over a very long time pushing myself to be creative in this place, and also, you know, yeah, pushing myself to be creative in this space has sort of given me like a it feels like the best way I can describe it is the feeling of delta waves when you're doing transcendental meditation. It feels like I'm in a transcendental state, which not quite like a flow state. You don't lose track of time in that sense, but it feels free, I guess, liberating. Okay, you guys are here. We're in little old Red Oak, which you guys haven't gotten to really explore yet. One day you will. One day you will. I'm super looking forward to... See, let me bring in the NPCs here. Yeah. I'm super looking forward to looking through these guys' dialogue now and see if all of them are like broken or not. So, but for that I gotta make a build, and the build is currently broken, so I can't look at that for now. It's gonna be for tomorrow. Well, those sound like filters to me, which is a part of it. And the second part is delta waves, I would say, help you find ideas by going deep into your subconscious. So it's not only about, it's not about how I should create. It is about going into yourself and finding ideas and then following those ideas, I would say. Of course, part of this is like sort of mincing words, because you could say, oh, this thing is sort of like that thing. Like an idea is sort of like a creative process or a thing you should be creating. So it's like, it's all sort of there. Speaking of something that wasn't necessarily creative, but it's done, is all of these graves have been remodeled and redone so that they no longer show any direct Christian symbolism. Like this isn't no longer like a cross, it is like a sword shape, for instance. That was just the simplest way to like change the thing. People can think whatever they think, but like I think it's quite more obviously a sword than anything else. So all like weird human, not like earth-like symbolism and stuff was removed from these. The person who originally made these graves, from the pack that we use, he had lots of like small like Easter eggs where he had written like names and dates and all manner of like interesting little tidbits. So if we have the capacity to, I'll probably want to write some of my own into some of these. But for first iteration, I just wanted to clean them up so there's no more like signs of Earth on Dynastyr. Yeah. Oh, Musica. And here we were in silence. Musica. Not sure what I want to do here. Last time we worked away in this area, we hammered away at here, and we came like this is the most open and the most playable, like that feels most like a level and also an open world sort of section. Like I built lots of places in the world. This one feels most to me like it's vast, open, explorable field rather than directed level. Like this is vast and it's open, but it doesn't quite come across as a level that you walk through, right? This comes across as both open and level, which I appreciate that we have such high contrast right next to each other. And it's like, I would say we have 3 or 4 different types of levels now, all in all. We have ones that are more or less like just not linear, but like you snake through them in a very specific fashion to get somewhere. And then we have these types of areas. We have the like very open, vast sort of field areas, and we have more like, yeah. We have like amalgamations and variations of the sorts, and we have something that's more like vertical as well, I would say. But I don't know if they constitute entire levels by themselves. But caves and undergrounds are certainly, they have their own vibe, and even then there might be even 2 or 3 different flavors of caves by now. So that's exciting. I've learned so much in the last year in terms of level design, but you know, I guess I've learned during the entire project, but Yeah, really leveling up my game. Just my own game and also my game. You know? Okay, let's see. I think part of why I'm not getting like a vibe is because there's no sky. Everything is easier with sky. Maybe. I don't know if you've seen that in screenshots or something, if Wolfgang shared something, but like I went through and like very like thoroughly looked at the sky and went through it and like ironed out any small issues I could find with it. So now it's there's no more like small artifacts. Yeah. That's a good reflection to have. That is a good reflection to have. There used to be a note here that said what this area was, but now there's only small notes. Small notes. It's very grim. This is in Red Oak, so I gotta make sure to be on the right map here. Okay, use another. Let's do show. Where is it? Where is it? Lighting only. Detail lighting? No. I am. That's a freaky way to look at the world. Very behind the scenesy. Yeah, something like this. Something like this is workable. I wonder. Basically, look at all the like different rendering values. Now you got like 3 of them that are more equidistant. Kurosawa mode, yeah, for sure. This is what you get when you're just previewing roughness values. The mountain being so bright for some roughness is actually a little bit problematic. It shouldn't have that high contrast, really. Scene color. Got this. Subsurface. Anything that gives off subsurface light. Like light that passes through. World normal is kind of trippy. I think the normals might be broken on this building. I don't know what you guys think, but I seem to notice a little bit of a difference between the rest of the environment and this building's normals. This is the perfect thing to find, I would say. This is the perfect little like, okay, here's something I can like bite down into. I don't remember. I have a value for like flipping the normals, I believe. Okay. What material do you currently possess? Am my floors wood? You may not be using custom data. You are using custom data. Do you have... See, none of this is overridden whatsoever, so it doesn't have to be this. So if we go to wood floor, yeah, what that means, if we go to wood base, we go all the way down. And we go to environmental base. Since this was no changes whatsoever from wood floor, this could be wood floor instead of MI floors wood. So that's the first thing, where like we have this extra material index. So let's select meshes close together, something like that. That's not quite enough. Maybe if we expand, that looks like most of it and a little bit more. Ah, we missed one piece. And now we got the full thing, right? The one piece, yes. The elusive. Apparently we have two materials. We have wood planks and wood floors. I happen to know wood planks is very reliable, so I'm gonna change out to wood plank. I think. No, that looks so much better though. So, what did we say? Floor. Because it was the same. It didn't have to be a material instance. Because that's just paying an extra cost. The one piece was real, yeah. So. Now, I would like, possibly, does this look better on the building otherwise? That makes it just one draw call, but it doesn't really look better on the rest of the pieces, so we're fine. We are fine. We don't have to be that anal about it. Why was I? Oh yeah, now I remember. Multiple values. Okay. There it is. Took me a bit of finicking to get it to even them out. Normals. We're looking for correcting normals, and I believe I added some functionality of this recently, because I know that for certain things it fucks up the display of them. It's basically some switch somewhere. I don't remember what it is or where it is or how it even is. It's obviously none of these. Let's have a look then in the material itself and see if we can iron it out. Because my memory isn't good enough. Peak Kirby. That building is definitely completely normal. My Discord is lying again? Oh man, really? Oh, I'm sorry. My Discord is a liar, for sure. Oh, I see what's happening. This texture that we're using is a normal texture, but it needs to be as a virtual texture. Well, it needs to be a virtual normal. So 3x Planck's HP normal sampler. Yeah, let me just find that. There it is. Now, I believe there's more things that use this. Let's have a look, and the easiest way to look is a bit dangerous, but wood planks and default material. So if we added that, there's nothing else referencing it, so we know that it's kind of safe. Lysa, yeah. Speaking of that, I'm gonna need to play Lysa P the next time I stream because I'm tired out of my mind. So we know that we can just change this to a virtual texture without any repercussions. This is a very stupid texture, by the way. Yeah. I don't know. There's nothing to really defend other than I was very new with the world. I had really been doing 3D graphics for a long time, but I never dipped my toe into texturing really, or UV mapping for all that matters. We're gonna reduce this to 1024. We don't need it to be higher fidelity. Oh, really, just I noticed, yeah, as you can see, the world normals were broken on this building, and it turns out it's just a texture that probably is not applied the way it's supposed to be applied. Yeah, so this one asks for another floors with normal, and let's see what sort of things it's connected to. Wood walls, wood floor, and my floor. And I think these are the same type as well, so even if we added that in there, yeah, that would still be the same ones that reference it. You know, that, I don't know if you saw that, Asik, but like I've been using that technique a lot lately, where I'm like, I add something to deletion, and then to figure out how many steps down it references something, I like add those things to deletion as well, and then I just like cancel it out, and I think it's kind of a funky way to do it. This is also very stupid, but this isn't even my texture, but this is a very, very stupid way to lay out your planks. Like most of that detail, if you look at all this detail, most of this detail is the fucking same, right? It doesn't, like, you could have like maybe 5 types of planks and just share them and rotate them. Well, actually you couldn't rotate them easily because they're normals, but you could rotate the plank itself and the normal would face the right way. You get the same as like 10 of these, and higher fidelity because you could push more texture detail into it and share textures. Share textures. Jeez, it hurts my brain to think about. Now the other normal should be healed. And ta-da! Well, it doesn't look like a very healthy attachment texture. I want to show you guys something. I'm gonna go in a direction now, and it's not gonna be in the project, but it's gonna be 3D related. Wait, what hurt your brain? Zap. Okay, so let me go to the talk screen. I'm almost surprised I'm so... The normals hurt your brain, yeah. Nah, it's kind of sad, honestly. So I acquired a Blender script the other day that is changing the way that I make stuff. I want to show you guys the power of it. I'm gonna open Hotspotting Blend. Yeah. And we transition back to here. Okay. For the sake of this, I'm gonna swap this out back to the other hotspotting texture. If I can find it. There it is. You guys catch that? the speed at which we retexture that now. It's pretty good, right? Pretty fast. Okay, that's not why we're here though. That's just an extra bonus. Hacks. Welcome, regular Blender Cube. Welcome to the family. So I don't see my cursor anywhere, which is bizarre. I want to move it. Welcome to Blender Cube. Turn 2. Yeah, it is. So, but it gets crazier. Hold on. Let's start a new file. I'm gonna see if I can copy this somehow over. It would be trivial to set up as well. You know what? No. Well, I want my cursor back. That's what I want. Give me my cursor. I want to move stuff. Hello. Even here, I don't have a cursor, so it's got to be some button that I've pushed. Okay. Never mind then. There should be like a just copy object. Copy objects. There. New general. Don't save. I learned the other day how to update Blender without losing your stuff as well, like your plugins and stuff. There. That was easy. I thought it was going to complain about materials and stuff, but that was very, very nice. Okay. We are rolling. So, craziness with the cube. So, let's say you're here. You're doing your regular edit work with your cube. There's some really good tools that can help you do like editing and stuff really fast. I don't know. I'm not an aficionado or like I'm not an expert at Blender really. Someone else can be the expert. I'm just playing around, really. And then we do something like we can pull it down a little bit. Do another inset and some extrusions. That's an interesting enough shape. Let's do something more with let's another inset, I think, and then extrude it downwards. Make it a little bit of a box shape. You're like, okay, that's nice and all. And then I'm gonna go here. Well, actually, let's do it first here. So go to Dream UV, and we have this plane, the Atlas. We have this select and hotspot it. Textured. One click. Isn't that amazing? It's fucking, it's so good. It's so good. You're like, yeah, it's done. Does it slice the UV maps properly? Do you really want to know what the UV looks like? It does make usable UV maps. But now my phone decided to die, so we really need to wrap this up. But it aligns them to the face that matches the best. Right? See, it even catches stuff like that, which is kind of cool as well. Whereas like these two faces are next to each other. Here it mostly caught the bigger ones. Yeah, so if you go back to modeling, so this technique is called hot spotting. It's really fucking cool, and the old Source engine could do something kind of like this. It's let's see, because I spent some time the other day and I tried to make a map sort of like this. Here it is. And I would say it's not, when you try to make it with something natural, it's not quite as good. But it's still kind of like, it's not the worst, right? It gets you quite some ways there. And if you go into edit mode, you have lots of like cool tools as well to work with the UVs if you want to. Like, they're all about, I have to select something. They're all about having like in editor tools for them, so scaling and stuff. So this tool is super useful and it's free. So amazing, amazing. Hold on, just gonna look at the messages. That goes wacko mode. It's not the best UVs in the world that it creates, but it does. The way it works is that this mesh is subdivided in the same way along the lines, right? So it uses these faces to do some sort of matching algorithm. So it looks at these to see if it finds the matching like mesh scale or distance in mapping, I guess, and then basically applies it to it. You can make different versions of this. You can make other shapes. I haven't been able to figure out if there's more efficient shapes. This is the one they sent as an example. It works really well. And in my testing, up until here, I just added green. But I think I also have to add a small lane of bricks around here. Maybe even some small, like, maybe this could be trim of some sort that's like covered in like trim that's covered in a little bit of like green. And that could look good maybe. Because this is too thin to be like an actual like brick piece, but it could be some sort of trim piece or some sort of ornate piece. And I think that could look good. But the idea generally is that like you can make several different assets and you can share the texture. And if it's done in this manner, you know, you can share it amongst many different things, which this is something you could do already. But I feel like also the way that the texture is set up, where it gives like natural edges to different parts of the mesh, it sort of means where people usually bake some shadow or bake some not bake necessarily, but where they add contrast in the textures, that still ends up being the case for these type of assets, right? So it's kind of amazing, I think. Let's see, do we have, I'd like to do a, it's not a bevel. Oh, it's probably just an edge tool. Or is it a bevel of an edge tool? Yes, it is. So we do something like that, and then a bunch of segments. So here's one of those places where it can get interesting when you have stuff like that, where like it tries to do its best, but a lot of times it doesn't really do it. Here it actually did a pretty good job, I would say. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Well, we're making another thing here. edit this guy. What do we do? We're gonna loop cut you twice. We're gonna do a little bit of extrusions. Sort of know those sort of shapes work already, but yeah, I've been having fun testing this, like to see what the like limits are and what things you can sort of expect from it, because it becomes a sort of like a skill that you learn. Because the first things I modeled, they were like, they made sense, but I still had to like become a friend with the tool a little bit. I guess that's true for everything. I don't exactly know what I'm making here. We'll see. I'm not really mathing it out either, I'm just letting the shapes speak. Let the shape speak. I guess we should do these ones too. So you guys, you can tell me what this is. I think it's a part of a coffee maker. Maybe? Maybe? I used to have this practice for a while where I would sketch something, and the moment I saw what it was, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna let it go. Like, I don't do anything more on that picture, because I wanted just the raw creation of the raw feeling of creation, basically, is what I wanted from that. Texture mode, thank you, and then hotspot. Interesting. We can maybe find other alignments on this. No, it just the shapes just lend themselves to that. So you'd probably have to adjust the shape a little bit. I notice I have the other atlas still, but I wanted to have this one from the example atlas. Oh. There, I think. Stuff like this is impressive, like where it's like there's a cut here and it just sort of makes it cut. Wow. I think now it's some sort of like brutalist lamp holder thing. Lantern. Hold on. I want to do that, so I have a copy that I can rotate. Very. This reminds me of Tron somehow. The way that like these are shaped. But yeah, it really puts the fun back in like 3D modeling, I feel. Yo, Skittles, how are you doing, my friend? Yo, my phone is just where I look at messages, so I'm sorry if like it took me a while to grab your message there, Skittles. Welcome in. I think I'm just like wrapping up now because again, phone died and I've sort of feel fulfilled with the day as it is. We're just looking at this cool tool that I found, which allows you to like hotspot textures onto meshes and stuff. So these start off as just like regular as objects. And I just It doesn't do a great job with like toruses, donuts, or whatever you want to call them. But it's not the worst, right? Because it uses the small strips to like map it all across. And then for a donut, of course, you want to go to the attributes and you want to remove the sharp face, I think. Now it will be smooth, or smoothly shaded. I wonder, it usually uses the size of them to figure out the... Yeah. It's like a weird ring. Like something you have on your finger. Show the UVs, yeah, of course. It doesn't always do like the greatest. We looked at it earlier. It's interesting. Most of it makes sense, but it's also a little bit like what's the word? As an automatic tool, it's why am I not? Oh, it's an object mode, of course. I'm not an expert in Blender at all, so like just to bear with me. So it's, you know, it subdivides, like if there's a small strip here, it like puts it here. So that would correspond to the same area. If we go back to that other view mode, we can see the textures. You look at this guy, and we're looking on the faces. We are in, oh yeah. So it would correspond to this, right, in that texture orientation. And it just like maps the faces, is how I understand they map the like faces to the, well, any face on the mesh gets mapped to the closest like match. Sometimes it finds several different ones that are sort of closely related. Like if I hotspot this a few times, you will get a few different results, and it does some guessing. And if you don't like to have the edges there, you can change the inset, so then it scales the UVs a little bit. Right, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's go here. And yeah, I guess we have everything selected now. These ones are interesting. Oh. Yeah, that's an interesting fit. It's these guys, I guess. Right, we do give some inset now, so let's move that back. Okay, so that was just like a minimal amount of inset. Yeah, I'm not certain about this angle here. It sort of works out, but I'm assuming it's these cuts over here that sort of like does it. But since it's like a pretty rough cut, I guess it sort of works out, doesn't it? There's a lot of islands, which is not very optimized. So if you care about having minimal amount of UV islands, I guess it's not the best approach. But it will get you to, you know, concepting things really fast, I think. Which is a like, that's a huge like win, I would say. Let's check my messages here. Oh, see how it changes? Yeah, yep, will do. Rotations, I guess, is the main thing it tries. That seems to be the case. Yeah, different orientation rotations. That makes sense. Every now and then it finds these two faces, it seems. The ones up here. That's interesting. Like, there's nothing up quite that size here. So it's like, it's okay with having it a little bit smaller. It's this, yeah? Yeah. Maybe, oh no, I understand why. It's because these are edge to edge. So it's like trying to be a little bit smart about that, I guess, and fitting them into the same, on the same length. Yeah, I know, right? It's kind of neat. Oh. These ones are the wildest ones we built now. So let me take you somewhere where I was messing around on my own with this. Do I save this? I guess we do. It's so fast to concept things. Like I hardly care about saving stuff. Hardly. Is that the one I want to go to? Is it hotspotting? Yeah, I guess. So this is what I was messing around with the other day, which I was trying to see the limits of it, and also, like I said, I was trying to make my own texture with that in that style. So I got, well, not my own. I mixed some textures together. Got some ways into it. You can see where it falls apart, right? But you cover that in some ivy, nobody's gonna notice. And this, I think people will take notice of. Tilings of these, maybe. But the stairs were probably the trickiest ones with this texture. It works out better with the other texture, I believe. Let's bring that one in. At least a little bit better. But yeah, it will be a little bit of a skill to learn to author the type of texture you need. So this tool is called Dream UV and it's completely for free, so it's pretty cool. Do I know about 3D texture though? Is it like a world projected texture? Or what do you mean by 3D texture? Is it like an entire tool suite thing? Let's do this, because I think we're going over to chatting anyways. As I'm starting to close things up a little bit in general. Like how to use 3D textures in materials and stuff. A little bit. Kind of like half-assed basics. Like sampling different slices of the 3D texture, basically. But not to any deep degree. I usually end up faking the perception of depth in 3D whenever I do a material that requires it, instead of doing an actual 3D texture, because the amount of space a 3D texture takes up is significant. Right, baking them into UVs is an interesting venue. The only things that I've baked into UVs have been that would be in vertex banks. That would be just bone positions for using static meshes as skeletal meshes. And what else? Yeah. The 3D textures as if you take them as just pure textures, they're kind of hefty, which is understandable. Even if in other types of data, you only have so many bytes in a texture. So if the texture is 4K, it's gonna be 20 megabytes time whatever the dimension of 3D is, right? It's difficult to get away from yeah, exactly. Which is why I end up faking different 3-dimensional effects a lot in that sense. So many bytes. Right. But how UV space is 0 to 1, and it's still some pixel density, right? So I wonder, I don't know if I've ever thought about this, but it covers 0 to 1 in space. Oh no, that's the answer right there. And then there's some fraction of the UV space that, you know, you'd have the color value. Although it doesn't work like that. You can't have RGB values directly in UV because you only have 2 channels. So 2 channeled. Yeah. I guess I haven't thought much about like the implications of that. The cool thing about UV channels is that you have, like, most programs allow you to have like as many as you want or need, so you can use them for lots of interesting things. Yeah. In Dynastyr we use a second UV set to index into the actual UVs of a mesh, so we can have like different texture sets in one like master material to reduce draw calls. So we can have like some of our mesh sets are like all is one draw call, and the meshes still look, you know, very significantly different from each other. Of course they all load together, but they're supposed to be used together, so it doesn't matter. It's actually sufficient. But I wish we could do more of that. But there's only just me and Wolfgang working on the project, so we do where I see it that there's an easy win for us, and then there's assets that do stand out, and sometimes it's like, yeah, these are props. They're already gathered in their own like prop with their own atlas, so like I'm not gonna touch that. Let this be your own thing. But if there's like 10 buildings, they all have different texture sets and share maybe some texture set, I'm like, yeah, I might look at that. Like that's an easier win, so to speak. Yeah, I'm assuming you're the same skills from Unreal Leaf Branch channel, is it? I see you on sometimes. I don't know. Or I might have another person. Yeah, I might have another person I know who has also the nickname Skittles. I was just curious if I've seen it before somewhere. .3D textures. Yeah. At some point I want to play around more with stuff like that, but I think with the current project that I'm doing, it's not gonna like really ask anything for it, but for future projects, there's gonna be a bunch of volumetric stuff, because I'm really excited to get into stuff like that. So 3D textures will be a thing to some degree, I'm fairly certain. So. With voxels you can have like a 3D render target, essentially. Smooth it out a little bit. I don't know, there's some interesting ideas there. Today has been lovely, and I am tired out of my mind. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I have. I feel like I was mostly excited today showing people stuff, more so than working away, and that's fine. There's times like that. Yeah, I'm sorry, Zeke. Yeah, I'm sorry that Discord failed you. If you guys enjoyed today, this is your first time coming by, I appreciate the follow. Never, what is that I usually say? Never expected, always appreciated. That's Words to live by. Yeah. Hot take. So the original name for this character, the hot take character, it says time for yoga, and it's this big like biker like tomato guy. And he's a little bit fat, and so like it's endearing that he's like down to do yoga. That was the idea. And all of the tomato creatures have some sort of vulnerability or some sort of the hard tomatoes will have a soft side to them. The other ones will be like, they all have some quirk to them, and that's part of the charm of them. But yeah, then the biker tomato he looks like he's about to do some hot take and like wrangle something out, something crazy. Okay guys, if I fall asleep immediately now, I will have 4, 5, 6, 7 hours of sleep. That's not bad. I'm not gonna sleep immediately. I'm gonna be awake for like an hour or two probably. So maybe I'll wake up at 6. And that's still fine. So I gotta run. Seeing you guys only once a week is on Saturday Sundays. It's kind of sad. I'd like to do more. Currently, there's no time for more. It's my ambition to do more. So hopefully, in the not too distant future, we can do more. So I'm gonna ambition myself to sleep. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have an amazing evening, day, whatever it is. Yeah, see you around, Skittles. Thank you for chatting. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Dickens. Yeah, coming up next week, probably some Lies of P. And I think I would like to do some hardcore work on trying to finish the game as well. So it feels like it's going to be a longer stream. I'm probably going to start at 6 my time, 6 p.m. 18 on the clock. And then pretty much I think I'll go until like 10 or something. It's 4 hours? Yeah, 2 hours for... I feel like I would like more time. Maybe we'll go for like at the 2:11 of the night, and I'll just push through. By then I probably turn the entire clock around again, so it'll all be perfect. Trust. Alright guys. You guys take care, and remember... You guys remember, I don't have to tell you, but in case you forgot, or in case you're new, remember to play and enjoy. And I'll see you.